0000, new beginnings. I hope everybody's doing well this morning. I want to talk about the water above us. I remember the first time I seen it. Um, I did a YouTube and I was like, there was water above us. I went outside. Something told me to look up. I looked up and I seen water, right? So I was shocked for like a couple days, okay? Because I never seen water above me, okay? Um, and it's interesting because they talk about this water in the biblical sense, the biblical text. Okay, they actually call it the firmament. Okay, firmament. Firmament. The firmament. So when I seen the water, I just said, "Oh my goodness, I seen water above me." Okay, an actual ocean, and I'm like, "How is this possible?" Like, but something told me to look up, so I looked up. Okay, so and when I told, I think it was my son or my oldest daughter, they probably think I'm crazy. Okay, half the stuff I tell them. Um, but I had to tell them. Okay. Um, so if we Google the word firmament, and this is also in scripture. Okay. The heavens or the skies, especially when regards as tangible things, thunder shakes the firmament. Okay. A spear it's okay, so it's similar to a spear. Okay, I put the pictures up. A spear. So when we look at a spear, we think of a circular motion, right? Um, a spear or a world view as a collective of people. One of the great stars in the um, is in the American golfing firmament. I don't know why they put that there, but it's the heaven in the blue. When I looked up, it was blue and it was water. Okay, I even see it sometimes when I just walk outside. I can see it looks like water moving in front of me, literally water moving in front of me. Okay, and I'm like, I'm still like, how is this possible? Don't know. Okay, just what I'm seeing. So, so also the firmament is the vault or arc of the sky. Okay, so it goes like this. Okay, the arch, right? The twinkle in the firmament. Okay, in the Bible when they mention the firmament, um, and God said, "Let there be firmament in the midst of the waters," and that is what I'm actually seeing when I'm looking out. Is like water with the mist. Okay, and let it divide the waters from the waters. Okay, so when I see that text and let it divide the waters from the water, is there's different realms of water. Okay, that is this. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. So there means there is water above us, around us, and under us. Okay, this is what I'm getting from it. Okay, this is a very interesting text. Um, this is why I know Yeshua is real. Okay, because when I looked up, I seen water. How is this even possible? Okay, a lot of people believe we're in a dome. Okay, and I believe we are because what I seen was the water in the dome, but I didn't see the dome. I just seen the water. Okay, and it kind of looks like a dome. Okay, we're above the firmament, so above the firmament, so it'll be above that dome. Okay, um, and it was so. And God called the firmament heavens. So whatever's above the dome is the heavenly realms. So this is why I believe that Yeshua is real. Okay, I know he's real. Okay, I mean I seen the water. It freaked me out at first when I first seen it. Okay, I've seen a lot of things, you guys, but water. I look up and see water, and I felt like I was underneath the ocean, and I'm like, how is that even possible? Like you can't even process that. Okay. I'm still processing it to today. Okay. That's something I'll never forget seeing. Who wakes up and says that? Okay. But it's in the biblical text. It's in the biblical text. Okay. I think it's in Genesis, the book of Genesis. So how are we even seeing that? Okay. How did I even see that? I don't even know. Okay. I'm still trying to figure that out. So I believe, yeah, it's in the book of Genesis. Um, so in biblical cosmology, the firmament is the vast solid dome created by God during the Genesis creative narrative to divide the primary sea into upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. So that would make sense because we're on dry land. Well, we perceive we're on dry land. Okay, we perceive that because that's what we see. But I'm seeing water. Okay, water. So I'm on dry land, and sometimes when I look out, I can actually see the water moving. Okay, and I'm like, how am I even breathing if I'm underwater? Okay, so I understand this text. Okay, and I do sound crazy. I know that, you guys. Okay, 633. Okay. Um, in the upper and lower portions so that the dry land could appear. Okay. The concept was adopted into the subsequent classical medieval model of heavenly sphere, but was dropped with advance in astronomy in the 16th and 17th century. Today, it survives as a um, sky of heaven. Okay. So the pillars of the earth will be the ground we walk on. Okay. Um, and I put the pictures up. So they call this biblical cosmology. I didn't even know this was even a thing. Okay. Um, yeah, wow. Okay, it's interesting. I didn't even know this. You guys, I'm learning stuff, okay, on my spiritual journey, but I seen it with my own eyes. Okay. So whatever I seen is what I seen. Okay. I seen water. So, and the dry land. Okay. So, biblical cosmology, which I didn't even know exists, is the account of the universe and its laws in the Bible. The Bible was formed over many centuries, involving many authors. So there was many authors to the Bible. Okay, we all know that. It reflects shifting patterns of religious beliefs. Um, Constantly is cosmology is not always consistent, nor does a biblical text necessarily represent the beliefs of all Jews or Christians at the time they were put into writing. The majority of the texts making up the Hebrew Bible or the Old Testament, in particular, represents the beliefs of only a small segment of the ancient Israelite communities. Okay. The members of the late Judean religion tradition centered in Jerusalem and devoted to the exclusive worship of Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh. Okay, that's the name who went by, Yahweh. Yeshua. Yahweh. The ancient Israelites okay, they envisaged the universe as a flat dish shaped earth floating on water, heaven above, the underworld below. So my question is, I know we're on a lower dimension, but are we in the underworld? That's the question I have. Okay. Are we actually in the underworld? Okay. Are we in the underworld if there's water above us? Because we are on the lower realm. So that makes me believe that we are in the underworld. Okay. And our goal is to get to heaven. Okay. And our goal is to make our heaven. Okay. So, wow, underworld after death. So, are we really living? Are and I said this before, like our perspective of living, is it us getting up every day breathing, because our perspective of only what we can see on this realm of existence, right? So we perceive we're living, but are we really living? Okay, because we could be actually dead, if that makes sense. But we feel like we're living. Okay, this is that parallel lives, that parallel dimensions that we coexist in. If this makes any sense. So I asked myself, are we really, it's just not funny, but are we really living? Because we can perceive that we're living, but are we really dead? Okay, but we perceive that we're alive. Okay, it's your perception. Okay, this is interesting because sometimes I really think this. Okay, you took me right out. Okay, so I didn't even know there was a study of this. Okay, you guys, I'm learning, I'm telling you. Um, okay, so Earth, okay, so let's go back. Humans inhabit Earth during life and the underworld after death. So this is humans inhabit Earth during life and the underworld after death. There was no way that the mortals could enter heaven, and the underworld was um, morally neutral. Okay, so only in Hasidic times, after did the Jews begin to adopt the Greek ideal. So the Jews adopted this Greek ideal. Okay, this was not something they didn't believe in before, but they adopted the Greek ideal. Okay, that it would be a place of punishment for the misdeeds. So this is a story that we get in the biblical sense as far as the hell. Okay, so before, this wasn't even the perspective of the Jews. Okay, they adopted the Greek cosmetology. Okay, because I don't know why they adopted it, but they did. So the underworld would be what the Jews began to adopt, the Greek ideal that it would be a place of punishment for misdeeds. So if you did something like the commandments, the Ten Commandments, and you did something you weren't supposed to do, okay, you would be banished to the underworld. And the underworld, as we know it, would be hell itself, right? Um, that it would be a place of punishment, right? Misdeeds, and that the righteous would enjoy afterlife in heaven. Okay, so the righteous would be people that live their life the right way. Okay, follow the Ten Commandments. Thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery. Okay. Um, in the period to the older three levels of cosmology is large measure gave away to the Greek concept of um, sparkle earth suspended in space at the center of a number of connected heavens. Okay, so there's different levels of heavens. Okay, I really believe this to be true. Okay, um, the opening worlds of Genesis creative narrative. Genesis 1 verse 26 sums up the biblical editor's view of how the cosmos originated in the beginning. God created the heavens and the earth. Yahweh, the God of Israel, was solely responsible for creation and had no rivals. Okay, implying Israel superior over all other nations. Okay, later Jewish thinkers adopted ideals from Greek philosophy. So they didn't have their own ideals. I don't know. Okay, you guys, I never even heard of this. Okay, concluded that God's wisdom, word, and spirit pertained to all things and gave them unity. Christianity, in turn, adopted these ideals and identifications. So, in the beginning of Christianity, they didn't have these ideals. Okay, so I don't know what ideals they had. That would be in the Hebrew text, okay, or the Aramaic text, okay. Okay, so this is interesting though. I keep seeing this word. Christianity in turn adopted these ideals as identification. Jesus was the Logos word. Okay, Logos word. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. Okay. John 1:1. Okay. But I keep seeing Logos. So I need to look up what Logos means because I don't know what it means. Okay. So basically, there is a biblical cosmology, which I never knew of. Okay. I'm telling you guys, when I'm like diving into the spiritual um, walk, like I'm learning, I'm getting my footing. Okay. 1555. Okay. And I didn't even know this even exists. Okay. So sometimes it makes me question my existence here. Okay. Because I'm trying to find my spiritual path, and it makes me question my existence. Like even when we're sleeping, are we really sleeping? Okay. Um, and some people are like, why do you even dig into this? Because I want to know. Okay. Um, but I never heard of this. So I will screenshot this. It's called biblical cosmology. I've never even heard of this. Okay. So I would definitely screenshot this. So my question is, are we really sleeping? Is the earth flat? Okay. Because if you look in the firmament, the earth is flat. Okay. So when it's interesting because it brings me back to the first text in the biblical sense, the first text in the Bible, Genesis, when he made the heavens and earth, right? So, but there's a dome. Well, I didn't see the dome, but I seen water. So that affirms to me that there is water, okay, firmament, okay. But so above the firmament is different levels of heaven, okay. I put the pictures up of how they described it. So is the earth really round or is it flat? Okay, they have a lot of theories out there. Okay, so if you look in the biblical text, it would be flat, it wouldn't be round. Okay, um, that's what I perceive and that's what I'm getting from that. Okay, but that's just my um, hypothesis, if you want to use that word. I don't know. Okay, because when I seen the water, that's something I'll never be able to shake off to actually see that. And sometimes when I go outside, I actually still see it. And I try to capture it on my camera, but I can't capture it. So I can show you what I'm actually seeing. Because it may sound crazy, okay? But if you could actually see what I'm seeing through my eyes, okay? So I try to capture it. There was one picture I put up, and I was looking out to the sky, and it looked like the waves of water, but I was trying to capture it, but I couldn't capture it. Okay. So I screenshot it and I put the picture up and nobody's seen it. So I'm like, why should I even keep speaking on this if nobody else is seeing it? But I'm just bringing awareness to what I'm actually seeing. Okay. Because maybe some of you guys may understand this. Maybe some of you guys don't. I don't know. Okay. But this is what I'm seeing with my very eyes. Okay. So I didn't even know there was biblical. I'm telling you guys, I learn something new all the time. So I will also put that up. So I don't know. Um, so it's interesting because there's also a picture. Um, Now logos. So logos in the logos speech. So is logos a language? So let me look that up because I keep seeing that word. Okay. So two different models of the process of creation exist in ancient Israel. In the logos speech model, God speaks in shapes unresting dormant matter, matter into effect, existence and orders in Psalms 3:3. By the word of Yahweh the heavens were made, and by the breath of his mouth all their hosts. He gathers up the water like a mound and stores the deep in the vaults. In the second or Aegon struggle, model God does battle with the monster of the sea at the beginning of the world in order to mark his sovereignty and power in Psalms 74. Okay. So I think must be a language or something. I don't know. So let me look at logos. So logos in the word is a term used in Western philosophy, psychology. It's a Greek spelling. The word also has been used in different senses along with Pluto. So it means lit, or law. The word derives from Indo-European roots, which can have the meaning I put in order, arrange, gather, choose, account, reckon, discern, say, speak. In modern usage, in typical verbs, account, measure, reason, or discourse. It is occasionally used in other texts such. It is also used in other texts, co-texts, such as for ratio and mathematics. So that would be the esoteric knowledge. Okay. All right. All right, you guys. I'm ending this. This is what I'm getting on the water. So just tell me your thoughts. I mean, this is deep, but this is how they spell the logos. Okay. All right, guys, that is on the water that is above us, around us. So our perspective is that we're living, but are we really living? Okay. Are we in the land of the dead? Okay. I'm just saying, because if you think about it, all the stuff that's going on this realm, the confusion, the chaos, so much negative stuff like what's going on, and people are like, are we? And sometimes I'm wondering, are we in the land of the dead? Okay, I'm just saying, right? It's the perspective of the mind, how we perceive it. Okay, are we in two? Sometimes we feel like we're in two different places. Okay, and it's intertwined in different dimensions. Okay, so we can't capture it. Okay, the essence of it. We can only feel it. Okay, it can't be captured because you can't capture time because time doesn't exist as we know it. Okay, all right, you guys. This is Jennifer Felix. Just my thoughts. Love and light, my beautiful souls. Ashe, ashe. Okay, this world is vast. It's limitless, vast. Matter, energy, and you can't measure it. This is what I'm saying. Like, if you're a scientist and you're trying to measure, like, we can measure the time because time can be measurable, right? But with this vast place of existence, there's no way you can measure it. Okay, it's not measurable. You can't measure it in time or frequency or dimension or matter itself. Okay, it's impossible. Okay. All right, you guys. Jennifer Felix, light and love, my beautiful souls. Ashe, ashe. Hope you guys have an amazing day.